you earlier on talked about things we need to avoid in order for our minds, one, for us to stay positive, but also I want to think for our attitudes to change, because the more we stay positive, the more our attitude changes. You mentioned friends. Some friends that we really love so much, but they really don't help us. You mentioned, did you mention a little bit of, yes, you mentioned social media. Can you expound more on those, particularly those two? One, how should we then, what are the indicators that, for example, like the Bible says that everything is good, but doesn't mean everything you need to, and you need to consume everything in moderation. How then can we tell that I think now social media has become a problem, or I think now this friend of mine called Daniel has now become a problem to me, and also how then do we slowly but surely get rid of those things? Those two particularly.
Let me begin with talking about company or friends. And the Bible says in Corinthians that do not be deceived. The bad company corrupts good morals. And that's a biblical fact. It's a social fact. Because as a psychologist, I am fully aware, and I would like to let you know that we are emotional beings who learn socially. There is a theory called social learning, whereby by the virtue that we are associating, we are subconsciously copying each other's traits. So if you find yourself in a company which is really negative, which is always speaking about the nonsense happening in society, the company which is blaming everyone, blaming parents, I've counseled so many youths, so many adolescents, specifically, and so many adolescents are blaming their parents, they are blaming their peers, and very few of them take time to think and reflect about themselves and say, what could I have done? But is this a right friend for me or not a right friend for me? Is this a good company for me or a bad one for me? So the company, the peer pressure, the friends you have, if they are the people who are consistently bringing to you useless gossip about what is happening, and I would like to challenge you that drop such company. Not in a bad faith, not in a bad way, but that company is taking you nowhere, because their vibe is just negative for your mental health, it's negative for your financial health, it's negative for your social health. Because who would want to associate with the people who are abusing, who are blasphemers, whether from spirituality or from social life, who are consistently talking about all wrong, all negative? I believe you should be a person who choose to be positive yourself. You should be a person who should choose friends wisely, and choosing friends wisely, that means you have to look unto friends who have a positive vibe. Friends who are going to cheer you up to do something.
What if you're the friend who has the negative vibe? What if you're the friend who is the one actually facilitating the bad attitude in your other friends?
That's why I mentioned about self-reflection.
What should that person do now?
So if you are the bad friend yourself, you have to be realistic with yourself and make it a point to transform your life. If you find that you are the negative person, because by the way, so many people are negative without them knowing that they are negative.
That's true.
Take this time to reflect upon your life, and just simple trick. One, identify 3 best newspapers you like reading, or TV shows or programs you like watching.
Morning Glory should be one of them.
So there are people who like watching horror movies. I mean, I'm not against horror-matic stuff, but don't you have much horror in your life
to add
more horror watching movies? I believe you should be realistic. If you are negative, then make it a point to be on our side. Be on Byron's and Daniel's side of positivity.
That is true.
So, and if something is not going to empower your friend, it's not going to empower your spouse, it's not going to empower the community, why then do you say or do it? Because there are people who just purpose themselves to antagonize others' lives, and they pride in that, and it's so sorrowful for someone to take pride in something which is hurting the other.
True.
Because at the end of the day is you are not getting any good by hurting or by intentionally making someone to go through pain, whether emotionally, socially, and all that. So if you find yourself in such an atmosphere, in such an environment, in such a state, my brother, my sister who is watching this, it's time for you to reflect about yourself and then choose to only procreate goodness. Because that's what God created us for. He says, go out there in the world and procreate goodness. And I believe you can also procreate goodness by your actions, by the stories you're passing on to your friends. So let me talk about social media a bit. So I would love to first explain to you how social media works, and this is very key for someone out there to understand. So the social platform, the Facebook most especially, let me explain using Facebook, the example you brought. So Facebook is it's a two-way, it has two faces. The face which you are seeing, the face which so many people are on, it's the social face. That's where people go to socialize, to chat, to share, blah blah. And the other face, it's the business aspect. So Mark Zuckerberg or the people who own Facebook, their biggest interest is on the business angle. That's where they're doing advertising. That's where they're doing target ads. They choose who to see what. Because in Facebook you can actually you can create an ad and choose that I want this to be viewed in Kampala by people who are staying in Kampala, middle managers, supervisors, and all that. All of that is in Facebook logarithm. So when you go on your social platform, which so many people, so many young people are, and that's where the mental health is coming in, the social. By the fact that you like a page, you are going, Facebook algorithms, they will start bringing to you, they start popping up to you things which are related to what you have liked. So if Byron, you go and like, let's say, a page of Daniel Moit, and it's in inspiration, it's in a good vibe, it's talking about positive mindset, you are going to start, you're going to get a recommendation by other inspirational speakers, by organizations which are doing something about mental health and all that. That's why they brought an algorithms of tagging. When you tag someone, when you hashtag, so that you get the like-minded things. So if you are a person who keep liking every kind of negative things which are happening, I don't want to mention names, but there are people in our country which are so negative. Everything they are saying is negative. If you keep liking such pages, the possibility of you seeing negative stories is very high. Because in the Facebook algorithms, they want to maintain you. They want actually you to get possessed of their page. They want to grip you. So they are going to send everything you are interested in. Because the psychology of business psychology suggests that give a client what they want. It's not about you. It's not about you, the producer, you, the one who is creating, but it's about the client. So you, as the content consumer, make it a point to like pages, to like people who are positive, people who are saying good about the world. Yes, I know it's very difficult for us positive people to gain so many likes because on the contrary, the world.
You're not famous. You're not very famous in our lives as social media guys. We're like, these guys are here to tell us how we should get rid of our friends. We don't want to get rid of our friends. We love our friends.
But that is on the cost of your future. Because if you get so comfortable in the normal, and the normal is liking the negative, the bad, that is normal. That's bare minimum. If you don't stretch yourself to start doing things which are positive for your life, for your mental health, for your future, then you're going to live a normal life. Because very few people make it to the edge of living a life which is worthy and which is celebrated. That's why even Jesus says that, don't you remember that in your forefathers' books it's written that ye are gods, that you are gods, but you die like mere men. And why do people die like mere men? Is because they choose subconsciously to embrace what is normal.
True. Daniel Moiti there. As you finish, as you close, one, what's your way? How for you, how do you do it? How do you stay positive? And also, even as you tell us your way, your model, your action points, in there, encourage a young person out there who is looking at you and is thinking, this guy, me, I'm already negative vibes. I'm already discouraged. I'm already as if hopeless. How then can I get up and start moving forward? Okay. Those two things.
All right. So, my way, one is I always keep reminding myself of the achievements and the miracles which have happened in my life in the past. Because it is very crucial for you to have a good track record of what good has happened for you. On a daily basis, I write down what good thing has happened to me in that moment. So I have a track record of everything good which has been happening in my life. I'm making 25 years next year in January 15th. And right now, I'm still 24, I would like to believe so. So at 24 years, I'm teaching. At university. I finished my bachelor's earlier on, so I believe that is an achievement on its own. I believe that is something which I keep telling myself that, you know what, even when I don't have money now, money is coming. So I have to keep reminding myself that God has done something good in my life. So as a person, I find this very useful. Remind yourself of the miracles, of the good which has happened in the past. That's one. Two, every single day focus on which opportunities you can actually maximize. This is morning glory. It's the morning of this day, and the Bible says God will renew our mercies each and every morning. So when God has given you another day to live, that means there are opportunities he has given you to maximize in that day. So focus on identifying the opportunities and know how you're going to maximize them.
Particular opportunities.
And another thing which I find very, very crucial, Byron, is I like to do my very best. Whether at school, whether in life, whether at home, if I'm given an opportunity, believe me, I'm going to deliver my best. When you deliver your best, you have, I remember you said something that people sometimes blame themselves. When you blame yourself, it's a result of you understand, it comes from you acknowledging that you didn't do your best at a certain time point, at a certain point of time. So if you are a person who is choosing to do your very best every single day at everything you're doing, when you do your very best, then you are going to actually minimize the negative self-talk. And I'm a person who really let go easily. If something is going to cause a negative vibe, I easily let go. I appreciate the lessons I have learned
and let go.
Because what is killing our generation, Byron, is people who are holding on to negativity. You know, someone is pissed at you for 1 year. And I'm like, for goodness sake, why would you keep someone at heart for 1 year? 12 months. And lastly, as I conclude, I would like you to move in every day of your life, telling yourself good what is happening, believing in yourself, at least understanding that God created you for a bigger purpose, for a bigger goal. That's why he's so proud of you. That's why he says, man is a person or is a being in my own likeness. So if you are created in God's image, that means you have the ability, the authority, the power to make everything go positive for your way.
All right. Daniel Moiti there with staying positive and optimistic even during this time and whatnot. And you need to catch him. I don't know. Daniel, kindly just tell us where, if they need to get in touch with you, where do they find you?
So my social media handles are all in the names of Daniel Moiti. Moiti is Moyiti. That's social media handles. My number is 0779 333 447. My email address is dmoiti @gmail.com. You can reach me for mentorship, for coaching, or even for a talk. Do not die alone. We are here to support you. We love you, and God believes in all of us. And we are meant for this generation for the very best. Thank you very much.